Hi, everyone. I'm Lexa Murphy, the Acting Dean in the College of Communication. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this year's Student Awards for Outstanding Achievement in Leadership. You have each stood out. You have excelled in your academic programs, co-curricular and extracurricular activities, internships, and service to others. I continue to be amazed by all that you have accomplished each and every day. And this year, more than ever, you have demonstrated grit, determination, hard work, and commitment. And now your faculty want to say some really nice things about each one of you. Take this moment to be proud of yourselves because I know that we are proud of you.
I have the pleasure of awarding Abby Ellens with the undergraduate award. Abby was in my sports and masculinity course, which I taught asynchronously in the winter quarter. Her discussion posts alone told me that she would be a success, if she so wishes, in graduate school. Her overall GPA of 3.93 is no surprise. All her substantive assessment items, a textual analysis of a sports figure, ethnography of a sports event, and the take-home final were met head-on, and her textual analysis of Serena Williams in particular was a conference presentation worthy paper. I'm not alone in my assessment of Abby. Kristen Pengelly writes, Abby stood out to me in Communication 101 as a thoughtful, savvy person who seemed to view the university experience as a challenge she couldn't wait to conquer. Kristen writes, I remember being impressed with her confidence early on, and throughout the quarter she demonstrated strong critical thinking skills and a lively spirit of inquiry. Dan Bashara writes, Abby was a spectacular student. Her writing was insightful and polished, and she received some of the highest grades I've ever given on papers. She's an advanced thinker, able to handle contradiction and complexity, which made her arguments remarkably nuanced. So, Abby, many of us in the College of Communication were delighted to have you in our classes. We are so thrilled that you've won this award, and we wish you the best of luck, and please stay in touch.
Hello, my name is Michael Deangelis, Director of the Program in Media and Cinema Studies, and today I am proud to recognize Matthew Cooper with this award for Outstanding Graduate Student in the Master of Arts program in Communication and Media. While he was finishing his graduate coursework, over the past year, Matthew successfully completed a master's thesis on the phenomenon of nostalgia as a collective response to a set of recent historical developments and circumstances that includes the 2008 financial crisis, our increasing reliance upon digital media and technology, and the continued political polarization of American society. In the thesis, Matthew interrogates the traditional binary opposition of nostalgia and progress by investigating how Hollywood cinema's yearning for an idealized past intersects with its recent commitment to inclusivity and social change. Although Matthew's original thesis proposal predates the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, his thesis integrates an insightful analysis of the film industry's response to this health crisis. Selecting Matthew for this award was the unanimous decision of the MCS faculty, who have praised Matthew for his outstanding work in the graduate program. I have found him to be among the most mature, promising, and productive emerging scholars of our discipline, whom I have ever encountered. It is truly a pleasure to work with him. This fall, Matthew will begin a PhD program in English with a concentration in media, cinema, and digital studies at the University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee. Congratulations, Matthew, and best wishes from all of us here at DePaul.
Claire Ruddy is our outstanding student in communication and technology. Claire has the highest GPA in the program, and her work in the core classes of the communication and technology degree was exceptional. Claire is, of course, an excellent student. Dr. Jason Martin noted that Claire is the rare type of student who can make conceptual connections between areas of the course and then apply them to specific cases. However, Claire is also a fantastic member of the classroom community, bringing the level of an entire class up. I had Claire in a core class for the degree, Communication, Technology, and Society, in an asynchronous version of the course in spring 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. If there was ever a moment for students to be checked out, that was it. But with Claire, you have a student who was committing to the discussion, asking her fellow students questions, engaging thoughtfully, bringing in her experience as a TikTok brand ambassador, and she just made our discussion so lively and fun. I think it didn't even really feel like class anymore. It just felt like people getting together to talk about the state of the world. And it just becomes so much easier when you have a student like Claire to build that sense of community within a course. We have been so lucky to have Claire in our community and in our communication and technology program, and we wish her the absolute best in all her future endeavors.
My name is Dr. Kendra Knight, and I am delighted to present the award for Outstanding Student in Communication Studies to Maggie Corcoran. I met Maggie just this quarter, as she is a student in my current Quantitative Research Methods course, but selfishly, I'm very glad she didn't get out of DePaul before I had a chance to work with her. Maggie brings equal parts intellectual heft and good humor to her studies. She is truly insightful and truly funny. As but one example, in a class Maggie took with Dr. Baglia on sports and masculinity, she conducted an ethnography of an amateur golf tournament and engaged the male golfers with questions about gender and social class. Dr. Baglia praised her work, saying it was as funny as it was effective in bringing the reader to the spirit of a place, one of the characteristics of a truly moving ethnography. Maggie is exceptional in that she has mastered both qualitative and quantitative research methodologies during her communication studies major. This quarter, she worked with another of our award winners, Pratt, to conduct a survey of family conflict among emerging adults and their parents during the COVID-19 lockdown. I'm not exaggerating when I say that the precision of argument and the rigor of this project reminds me of working with advanced graduate students as opposed to undergrads. The project is also inspiring in how it responds to the current challenges facing Maggie's student peers as they renegotiate challenging interpersonal dynamics, both during a public health crisis and a period of developmental upheaval. These examples, though, are typical of Maggie's work, rigorous, but also beautifully reflective of DePaul's Vincentian mission and values. Maggie, we are so proud of you and so grateful to get to count you among our alumni. Congratulations to you and every good wish.
Hi everybody, this is Dr. Adrienne Stoner, and I teach for the Digital Communication and Media Arts program. It's my honor to present this year's Outstanding Graduate Student Award to Amy Doe. My first introduction to Amy was the video that she shot for the College of Communication, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with. Eventually, I was lucky enough to have Amy in one of my classes. When we first met via Zoom, I said to Amy, "You're a College of Communication celebrity." And Amy certainly lived up to her A-list status in my class. Each week, I looked forward to reading Amy's written work, which was consistently full of insight, thoughtful reflection, creativity, and even humor. As we all know, Zoom discussions can be challenging, but I knew I could always count on Amy I knew I could always count on Amy to provide valuable perspective, ideas, and critiques in a way that would help engage her peers. Having Amy in her class truly made it a more valuable experience for everyone. Thanks, Amy, and congratulations.
Hello, I am Dr. Alyssa Foster. I'm the Program Director for the MA in Health Communication, and it is my distinct pleasure on behalf of the program faculty to grant this year's award for Outstanding Achievement to Rutendo Chimbaro, known to us as Chim. Chim has been one of those quietly excellent students throughout the program. Thoughtful, an excellent writer, willing to take risks in her scholarship, and utterly dependable in terms of professionalism. She has maintained her perfect GPA while serving as a student athlete and weathering the challenges of remote learning throughout the pandemic. She is currently undertaking a research practicum with Dr. Kendra Knight in advanced statistical analyses. Her professors describe her as a standout student, incredibly dedicated, and always a pleasure to work with. Chim is currently seeking research positions in public health and/or policy, and we support her long-range goal to pursue her doctorate. We look forward to welcoming her to the professoriate. Well done, Chim.
Hello, everyone. Like many of you, I first met Demita Menezes by seeing her in a College of Communication promotional film featuring DePaul students. Then I had the great privilege of having Demita in 3 of my classes, where I've seen her just grow remarkably over the last few years as a student, as a journalist, and as a leader. But what has struck me most about Demita is her courage. After all, she grew up in the desert of Dubai and the tropics of Mumbai, left her family, and came here to Chicago and DePaul, where she knew absolutely no one. For many students, that would have been a non-starter. Instead, Demita embraced the change and the challenge. She learned to navigate the CTA, and here at DePaul, she got involved. She joined Campus Catholic Ministries and Radio DePaul. There, she started out as a newscaster, worked her way up to news director, and then station manager, where over the last year she guided other students through the challenges of remote broadcasting during the pandemic. Now she's accepted a new challenge at that other great journalism school up the road in Evanston, Illinois. And did I mention that Demita is always poised, confident, and bubbling with optimism? I know that all of you are going to join me in congratulating Demita on her outstanding career here at DePaul and wishing her the very best along the road.
Marcus Robertson is learning to fly. Yes, he was in the U.S. Air Force, which knows a thing or two about flying, but we think here at DePaul, what he has sought will likely carry him higher and further than ever before. A son of the South, he came here in 2019 after a stop at Oklahoma City Community College, which introduced him to journalism. But it was here at DePaul that we think he has truly become a journalist. His writing has depth and context. It has anguish and triumph. His life, as chronicled in the DePaulia and elsewhere, has been touched by sorrow, the death of a brother, the search for a father, and yet with each chapter, he's taken us along on his journey. In class, he's a true collaborator, eager to lead, but also happy to follow, and always ready to help. He graduates with a 3.99 GPA while also serving on student government and working on committees for mental health awareness and the prevention of sexual assault. Marcus is learning to fly, and he just about has his wings. We at DePaul will be watching to see where they take him. For now, we say, congratulations on this achievement for the co-outstanding undergraduate of the year.
Hi, I'm Marla Kraus, a senior journalism instructor and faculty advisor to the DePaulia, here to present the Graduate Student of the Year Award to Lacey Latch. From the minute I met Lacey 4 years ago in Journalism 278, I knew that she was something special. Lacey hit the ground running, doing great work, participating in class discussions, and asking important questions. When the students were sent out into the field to do a story on deadline, something they had no experience in, she gritted her teeth, calmed her nerves, and just did it, and did it well. Her work was always top quality, and she was one of the best students in the class. The next school year, I was really thrilled when she expressed an interest in getting involved in the DePaulia. This year, she served as the editor-in-chief, taking over the most important job at the paper at the worst possible time, a pandemic. After careful planning over the summer, when DePaul had announced fall quarter would be in person, Lacey was thrown her first curveball and I apologize for the cliche. When 3 weeks before classes started, we went to remote learning. Lacey quickly had to abandon some plans and encourage her staff that they could produce a printed product each week despite restrictions and the fact that they were scattered around the country. Just a few weeks after school started, Lacey was thrown yet another curveball when one of her editors came down with COVID, and it was determined that the students should not go into the office. Now again, she had to shift, this time to a website first mentality. She rallied the staff to switch gears again. Under her leadership, the staff did a terrific job covering the pandemic on campus in the city of Chicago, also covering the presidential election and providing a full slate of arts and life and sports stories, so there was something for all our readers. And while doing all of this, Lacey also served as a teaching assistant to the advanced reporting class and served as a role model to the undergraduate students. Lacey is a great combination of talent and enthusiasm. Her enthusiasm for her work and for her journalism is contagious. She's a good leader, always gets her work done on time, and while she has a great sense of humor, she is really, really serious about her work. What sums up Lacey to me is a conversation we had when we met 4 years ago. She was still upset about the grade she had gotten the previous quarter in her Intro to Journalism class and talked about challenging it. How bad could it be, I wondered, knowing what good work she was doing? So I asked her. It was an A-. That just wasn't good enough for her. Her work in the classroom, her work at the DePaul, and her work as a teaching assistant makes Lacey Latch a really easy choice for Graduate Student of the Year. Lacey, we will really miss you. Good luck.
Hi, I'm Rick Brown, the faculty advisor to Good Day DePaul, our television newscast. I am honoring Bella Michaels as co-Graduate Student of the Year. Bella has simply been a memorable figure at Good Day DePaul. She is simply one of the best sports anchors and reporters we have ever had. And what makes Bella so special? Many things. But the one I'll remember the most is her ability to connect on a personal level with athletes. Those athletes trusted Bella, and as a consequence, they opened up and talked to her honestly and sincerely. Bella is also a terrific writer and great on-air presence. She literally comes alive when she's doing sports. Bella will undoubtedly have a great sports career and will always be remembered at Good Day DePaul.
Hello, my name is Michael Deangelis, and I'm the director of the undergraduate program in Media and Cinema Studies. I had the honor of meeting Brenna McBride 2 years ago when she applied for admission to the Rome Film Studies program. In an applicant pool of over 40 students that year, from the very beginning, Brenda stood out because of her intelligence, maturity, positive attitude, clarity of focus, and genuine enthusiasm for learning. Brenda did excellent work on all of her written and creative assignments for the program, including a very powerful video project on aging, with beautifully composed images and musical selections that added resonance to her creative expression. With her empathy and her careful attention to matters of cultural difference, Brenna also proved to be a role model to her fellow classmates that year. In the fall of 2019, Brenna took my Sexual Revolution, Hollywood of the 1960s course, where she wrote a fascinating analysis of how aging film stars were represented on screen during this period. I remain unaware of any significant previous academic work on this issue, and her discussion of the side effects of this sexual revolution upon older American actresses was truly illuminating. Having taught at DePaul for over 25 years, I have found Brenna to be one of the most compassionate students I've ever met. She is an inspiration and truly a joy to work and interact with. Brenna has completed the work for a double major in Media and Cinema Studies and Public Relations and Advertising. and she concludes her undergraduate program at DePaul with an exceptionally high grade point average, yet another testament to her passion for learning. I am very, very proud to recognize Prssa with this year's award for Outstanding MCS Undergraduate Student. Congratulations, Prssa. And here's a scene from Trastevere to celebrate your accomplishments.
I'm Dr. Bryant from Communication Studies, and I'm here to introduce the winner for Organizational Communication, Cheda Pratt. I'm one of the people who nominated her, and I explained that she was a standout for a number of reasons. I can't name all of them because we don't have enough time, but I'll hit some of the highlights and talk about how smart and intellectually curious Cheda is. She immerses herself in the content, wants to learn everything that she can, and she asks lots of questions, really good questions. Her interrogation and critique of issues related to course concepts, race, gender, and representation was really insightful, and it expanded our ideas of the kinds of questions that we should be asking as researchers and learners. In addition, we have other faculty members who also echoed how amazing Cheda is in class. One colleague talked about how she was, in all caps, crushing her class project, and that the project that they had was timely, inclusive, showed advanced thinking, and just really reflected positively on Cheda. Another colleague talked about in a class that required a whole lot of teamwork and a difficult client. I hope I'm not saying something I shouldn't hear, but that Cheda handled it with aplomb. And so it's for all these reasons and many, many more that we are excited to award Cheda Pratt the Outstanding Major in Organizational Communication.
Hello, I'm Juliet Stantz, an instructor in Pratt and the faculty advisor of DePaul's PRSSA chapter. The Outstanding Achievement and Leadership Award for a Public Relations student recognizes academic excellence, service to others and the PR profession, leadership, and a commitment to DePaul's Vincentian ideals. This student embodies all of that and more. A top-performing student in her Pratt classes, she also achieved minors in Spanish and environmental studies. Her professors describe her as an excellent writer, insightful, wise, thorough, and kind. But she also excelled in helping and leading others here on campus. She served as the DePaul PRSSA president in the middle of a pandemic, still managing to spearhead a rich schedule of programming, attract new members, and keep spirits up among her peers on the board. But there's more. She also served as president of Her Campus DePaul, a collegiate online magazine, and devoted time to helping others as a peer mentor in DePaul's Writing Center. Everything she did showed her commitment to DePaul and public relations. She exemplifies the caring and proactive mission of DePaul's Here We Do. She makes things happen. She always thinking ahead as to how her organizations could do the next good thing. She embraced challenging tasks and set a positive tone in classes or activities with her can-do attitude and her own hard work. Her positive spirit and appreciation of goodness in others and the world can be seen in her blog and her social media, where she never failed to brighten my day during a tough year with her lovely, sparkling posts. I am pleased, so pleased, to be able to announce that this year's Outstanding PR student is Natalie Roman. Natalie, as you leave us to start your career at Golan, know that you leave many smiles behind you here at DePaul. Congratulations and best wishes for all that is ahead.
Nikki, on behalf of the entire Pratt faculty, I am honored to present you with the award for Outstanding Advertising Student of the Year. Nikki's leadership in the Ad Society as president in her junior year, her leadership in the AIF competition and the Me Lab has contributed immensely to our program. She professes to be a professional empath and a proud plant mom. I think taking care of those plants might be a little bit difficult because her next move is to be one of the 11 people chosen by Oscar Mayer to drive the Wienermobile around the country. What a great prod experience. Her LinkedIn profile says, "My innate curiosity has led me to develop skills in graphic design, social media management, event planning, strategy, and brand development by saying yes to every project that comes her way." All of us have seen what happens when Nikki says yes. We're so proud of her and to have her part of our DePaul alumni. Nikki, we wish you the very best and congratulations.
Hi, my name is Dr. Sydney Dillard, and I'm the Academic Graduate Director for the Public Relations and Advertising Master's Degree Program. It is with great pleasure that I have the opportunity today to present an award, the Pratt Ambassador Award, to one of our most outstanding students graduating this year. This particular student has shown a level of dedication that moves beyond the average expectation of master's degree students. The student has shown a passion for learning, both inside and outside of the classroom. Her authenticity, creativity, and willingness to continue to push beyond the normal boundaries of expectations has really catapulted this candidate to a caliber in which all faculty in Pratt would like to continue to develop our relationships with her over time. It is with great pleasure that I present to you Antonia Tormanovich as our Pratt Ambassador for 2021. We wish you all the best in your career.
Hello, I am Professor Maria de Moya, Chair of the Public Relations and Advertising Program, and it is my pleasure to present the award for Outstanding Public Relations and Advertising Graduate Student to Isabel Resto. I had the opportunity to get to know Isabel pretty well during her time at DePaul. She was an undergraduate student and took the Bateman competition class with me. She was also in my ethics and law class as a graduate student and worked closely with me as a graduate assistant for our program. Therefore, I can say without a doubt that she has achieved the grades, embodied the leadership, and demonstrated the professional promise required to be recognized as our outstanding graduate student. As a student, Isabel modeled hard work, dedication, and a collaborative spirit. Her eagerness to learn and her analytical skills made her an asset to every single class she was in. As a graduate assistant, she excelled as an ambassador for our program, helping us engage students, alumni, and other Pratt friends through our social media channels. Just as importantly, she laid the groundwork for the student and alumni web publication that our program is going to launch soon. She also developed her professional skills working in media relations for DePaul's marketing office. In fact, if you do a quick Google search with her name, you will see dozens of stories that she has written about the DePaul community, helping us tell our story and demonstrating what an outstanding writer she is. It is precisely this talent for storytelling, combined with her creative approach to achieving communication goals and her talent for strategy, which make her such a promising Pratt professional. We know she is prepared to shine in her future roles of storyteller and creative strategist. Congratulations, Isabel. We are very proud of you and thrilled to welcome you into our alumni community.
Hi, my name is Jason Martin. I'm an associate professor in the chair in journalism and also one of the co-coordinators of the sports communication bachelor's degree. This year, it is my pleasure to present the Outstanding Sports Communication Student Award to Natalie Burchick, who has done so much incredible experience at DePaul in terms of coursework, freelance work, and internship at places like Marquee Sports Network, Radio DePaul Sports, and DePaul Athletics. She's an outstanding graduate, ready to excel from day one as she completes her degree in the sports industry, thanks to her success in gaining real-world experience in the classroom with our student media and with all of our partnerships around the city of Chicago. Natalie's also a great talk show host on Radio DePaul Sports, and it was my pleasure to appear on her Survivor podcast, along with fellow 2021 graduate Gina Cioli. Really proud of Natalie. Wish you the best and congratulations on being the outstanding sports communication graduate for 2021.
The Outstanding Leadership Award for 14 East Magazine goes to Francesca Matthews and Cam Rodriguez. Running an online magazine is always complicated, but imagine overseeing a staff of 25 people and producing stories every week when you've never met some of your team members in person. Francesca Matthews and Cam Rodriguez pulled it off with great skill, creativity, and good humor. In the middle of a pandemic, 14 East launched Pueblo, its bilingual section with journalism and creative work, and a COVID-19 newsletter that now has hundreds of subscribers. Fran and Cam oversaw and took part in protest coverage, led a voting guide and a vaccine guide, contributed in-depth reporting on DePaul and Chicago, and with Grace Del Vecchio, continued the public newsroom series that moved seamlessly to Zoom. For all of their efforts, 14 East was recognized as the top news outlet from a four-year school by the College Media Association. And they created such a legacy that even more students are excited to be on staff next year. Congratulations to both of you, Fran and Cam. I could never thank you enough for all that you do.
Demita Benezes has been a gigantic presence in the College of Communication and at Good Day DePaul, where she is one of my co-students of the year. She excelled in so many different areas. Everyone who works with Demita is struck by her persona, her talent, her drive, her commitment, her energy level, and her personality. She's a person with immense talent on many levels. For Good Day DePaul, she started as a reporter and simply was our go-to reporter in the fall quarter. If I needed someone to cover a difficult story, I turned to Demita. After that, she became one of our newscast producers. And again, she was terrific, organized, original, and full of ideas. I have no doubt that Demita will make a big mark in journalism and broadcasting. She is that talented, someone who is destined to do big things and make a tremendous mark in this business. Hi, I'm Rick Brown from Good Day DePaul, our television news program. John Hawkes is one of my co-students of the year at Good Day DePaul. He is known simply as JD to everyone and is truly a special student and talent. He was one of the most versatile journalists we've had in a long time at Good Day DePaul. JD started doing sports and was absolutely outstanding in that capacity. At the same time, he was one of our newscast producers and was one of the most creative producers we have ever had. Then he turned to news reporting. And again, he did some amazing work, most prominently his powerful story on a DePaul graduate who worked as a nurse in a COVID-19 emergency ward. JD truly did it all for Good Day DePaul. He made a tremendous and lasting contribution.
On behalf of Latinx journalists at DePaul, it gives me great pleasure to give this Outstanding Student Award to Hilary Flores. Hilary has shown remarkable talent and leadership throughout her time at DePaul. Originally from Venezuela, she has tirelessly advocated for more Latinos in news. When the Chicago Tribune stopped publication of its Spanish language daily, Hoy, Hilary led a group of students to form their own bilingual publication, La DePaulia, where she served as the paper's first editor-in-chief. Her work exemplifies journalism as a form of public service. During the COVID-19 pandemic and protests for racial justice, she continued reporting and worked on Block Club Chicago's COVID-19 hotline to keep residents informed. Her work has also been featured in Chicago Tribune, Fox 32 News, and National Public Radio. She's completed internships with Univision and ABC World News Tonight, and next fall she'll start a master's program at Northwestern University. Hilary, we are so proud of you and all you've done, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Buena suerte.
Hi, I'm Marla Kraus, the faculty advisor to the DePaulia, and I'm happy and proud to present the DePaulia Student of the Year Award to Ella Lee and Emma Oxnavad. A few years ago, 2 new students joined the DePaul staff. They were both young, had long hair, and had 4-letter names with 2 vowels and 2 consonants. I could never remember who was who. "Is that Ella or Emma?" I would ask the editor every week. He would patiently answer me. Since then, they have certainly established their identities, from the opinion pages to the arts and life section, but always seem to be drawn back together to work on the big news stories. They bring their own unique styles and journalistic strengths to everything they do, while always working well together. This past year, they served as the print managing editor, that was Ella, and the online managing editor, that was Emma, further cementing their yin and yang. Ella Lee and Emma Oxnavad have been a formidable team for 3 years. They tackle the toughest stories involving the university and the administration. They are relentless but kind when tracking down information and are not afraid to ask tough questions of people in power both in and out of the university. They are both well-rounded journalists with the ability to switch from hard news to opinion writing to music reviews. Ella, the former Arts and Life editor, has awards for her feature writing. Emma, the former Opinions editor, has an award for a beautifully written and deeply personal column. Together, they recently were nominated for the prestigious Peter Lissagore Award for investigative reporting on a tenure case at the university. They followed that up a month later with a first place award from the Catholic Press Association for the same series, and that one includes cash. It's a thrill for a journalism teacher to find a student who can report, write, and edit, and then put it all together. The student who is the complete package. This year, we had a duo to fit that description and put an exclamation point on those talents with their outstanding work in the classroom and their leadership at the DePaul. They may not know much about sports, but they are the ultimate team players. They have between them more knowledge of journalism and journalistic principles than some professionals I know. And on a good day, they can finish each other's sentences. Ella and Emma have left an indelible mark on the DePaul and on DePaul journalism, and things will not be the same without them.
Hello, I'm Juliette Stantz, the Faculty Advisor for DePaul's Public Relations Student Society of America chapter. The award for Outstanding Achievement and Leadership in DePaul's PRSSA honors a member who shows leadership, academic excellence, service to our organization, and service to DePaul and its Vincentian mission. The student winning this award has played a key role in DePaul's PRSSA over the past year. She served as VP of Creative, but also was the first one to raise her hand whenever a need arose. In fact, whenever I think of this student, the words, "I'm on it," spoken with energy and enthusiasm, always pop into my head. Dependable, helpful, and talented in both head and heart, just barely scratch the surface of this person. In fact, one of her professors called her a rock star. To earn the creative part of the rock star status, this student tirelessly produced graphics for more than 15 PRSSA events this year. She created a distinctive brand for our organization on social media, one that members could take pride in. She is a model team player and leader. She was on DePaul's Bateman PR campaign competition team this year, and her professor remembers her as one of the best team leaders he has ever seen. But that's not all. She has analytical whiz to her creative and people skills. Somehow this year, she managed to fit in research through DePaul's Media Engagement Lab, collaborating with a professor and presenting their research at the International PR Research Conference a few months ago. I could go on noting her service to DePaul as an Egan tutor, her love of tech and all things nerdy, and her love of theater. But instead, I'll end by saying that all of these achievements are overshadowed by her kindness, graciousness, and good humor, things that she exhibits in all her interactions. I am so happy to present the Outstanding PRSSA Student Award to Jennifer Honeycutt. Jennifer, our DePaul PRSSA chapter is better with you in it. We wish you continued success in your education and your career. Congratulations.
Hi, everyone. I'm Scott Viverman. I'm a faculty member in the College of Communication and the administrator of Radio DePaul and Radio DePaul Sports. I'm pleased to tell you about our radio recipient this year. Ironically, though, I've known her for a few years and even had her as a student in class. I feel like I got to know her much better via Zoom than in our face-to-face conversations over the years. I learned a bit about her family life before coming to America and all the challenges she's facing to stay here. I'm thankful for that time we had over Zoom, but also thankful to have had her as our student general manager in this monumentally strange year. Her contributions this year include teaching our staff to do radio from their bedrooms, which has been interesting, helping to design a new website for the station, helping us to raise over $3,000 for Demonthon and the Lurie Children's Hospital, the most we've ever raised, and so much more. With due respect to our previous and current leaders, I doubt anybody could have done a better job this year. Quite frankly, I'm in awe of this young woman and can't wait to hear and see what she does next. In the meantime, it's my honor to recognize Demita Menezes for her lasting and meaningful contributions to Radio DePaul and the DePaul community. You are an inspiration, Demita, and so deserving of this Achievement in Radio Award and all of the other accolades that you're receiving this year. Thank you for everything that you've meant to Radio DePaul. We are all going to miss you. And now just the small task of you going out and conquering the world. I know you can do it. Thanks, Demita.
The Outstanding Leadership Award for the Society of Professional Journalists goes to Joanna Talabani. Joanna Talabani, the president of DePaul's SPJ chapter, took our move to remote activities as an opportunity. She created an amazing webinar series of Q&As with journalists around the world, talking with a sports reporter in Houston, a book author and a documentary producer in London, a true crime audio producer in New York, and a celebrated music journalist in Chicago, among others. She took advantage of the online format and came to every conversation so deeply prepared, empathetic, and energetic that you couldn't stop watching. She made an otherwise difficult year fun, informative, and inspiring. Congratulations, Joanna, for showing everyone your gifts and for creating many memorable experiences.
Hi, I'm Dan Azzaro, and I'm a professional lecturer in the Pratt program, and it's really my honor to present the Ad Society Award to Alexa Sandler. Now, I've known Alexa for three or four courses throughout the years. She is a terrific student. She's got one of the highest GPAs in the program. What makes Alexa really special is her dual ability from both creative and planning side. So she's done great in ad classes, led one of the leaders of the Ad Society, but she also is an accomplished photographer for the DePaul, taking sports photos, and actually won first place in the sports photo category for Illinois College Press Association. So as she was doing advertising, she was also taking up photography and a leader in taking pictures, especially of the women's basketball program. And you could always see Alexa posting them all over on Instagram, along with the DePaul, and promoting not only the school, but the sports programs at DePaul as well. She also was a great ambassador for our program. She was an interviewer and created a whole series of YouTube videos and videos that ran on YouTube and Instagram, etc., interviewing students and teachers about the program, what they liked about it. And this just helps us build the program, and that's a great ambassador to have. She also is involved in other things in the university. If that wasn't enough, she is the president of the Shabbat Jewish Student Club at DePaul, and yet still managed to do all of those things and leader in the Ad Society and other things. And graduated early, I should mention, and is now working professionally in the career that she wanted. She is the digital content manager for the Dayton Dragons minor league baseball team. So here she was able to get the job that she wanted, creating content, using photography, and using the skills that she learned in the program. We just wish her all the best. And again, the winner of the Ad Society Award is Alexa Sandler.
What an amazing group of individuals. Congratulations to all for these well-deserved recognitions. And to each of you who won an award today, take a moment and turn to whomever is sitting next to you, your loved ones and friends, and congratulate them as well. They have likely helped you get to where you are. Soon you will be DePaul College of Communication alums. It will be your turn to encourage, inspire, and mentor future students. So stay connected with us. Come back and share all that you're doing. We believe in you and your ability to make a difference in your lives and the lives of those around you. In the meantime, celebrate all that you've accomplished. Congratulations.